welcome to Killer Designs, installing WordPress websites, hosted with GoDaddy. I'm Carolyn Bernier, and I'm going to be walking you through pretty quickly how to install a WordPress database. I'm going to open up Firefox, and for convenience, I have shortcutted my GoDaddy Hosting Control Center right here. And I'm going to go ahead and click Login. It takes a lot longer than that to type in godaddy.com and then log in and then find your hosting control center. So anyways, I like to save time. Click on your applications, and this takes a second to come up, and once you're here, click on either one of these WordPress installation buttons. Install now. WordPress actually connects to a MySQL database that saves all of your data, and click on this domain. I know I'm doing this quickly, but you can see it's not very complicated. And this next screen that comes up is actually going to ask you to name your MySQL database, and that's what we're doing right here. I like to give this a name that I'm going to remember, and I'm going to call this tutorial, if I can spell, tutorial database. And the reason you need to do that is that if you have multiple databases, which I have quite a few different folders where different artists have their own WordPress database all on my website, it just makes it so if you want to delete or you have to do something with the database later, you can find it if you name it. Otherwise, they're all called database password. I recommend that whatever you make this password, you use the same one for your login. Or if you have a main admin password, you use that password here. You're really not going to get into this stuff very... Oops, my passwords don't match. You're not going to get into this very often. I'm just going to give this my main password that I use on the account. And then right here, normally you're just going to delete that and install that right on the root of your website, and that's going to make a database account for your main website. I'm actually putting this in a separate folder called tutorials. You can actually install it into a subdomain, and if you want to do that option, and that would be like whatever folder dot and then your website, webdesigns.net, for example. The subdomain is really easy to do. It takes a little bit more time, and I recommend you just call GoDaddy and have them walk you through setting up subdomains. Honestly, that's what I do because I can't always remember how to do it either. Admin name. This is going to be the very first name that you log into your WordPress account. If you're making this for someone else, set up yourself first and then log into WordPress later and set the user or the client up, just so you have access all the time too. And this is the same password that I used before. For email, you definitely want to put in the main email. For blog title, this is actually going to show up. It's a field that shows up on your very first website for WordPress. You can delete it later, but I like to try to put something in there. That's it. That's all you do. Now it's going to take about an hour for your website to come up, but then it's all done.